Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for Serpent X Tech. Yes, it is dark right now in the backdrop here. Got the wifey home today, but I have a special guest, GSB, on from the Radiant team because we want to talk about Radiant. We want to talk about what Radiant is. Just a quick recap, right? Cliff notes of Radiant. Talk a little bit about the project, maybe some of the future prospects of it, and of course, some of the questions, or many of the questions you guys have been having about mining Radiant and how things have changed. So right now, let me go ahead and switch cameras. We got GSB with us, not showing his camera, respecting that privacy, respecting identities. But GSB, thank you so much for joining us. Can you give us a little bit about who you are and your role within the Radiant community?
Hi everyone, thank you Vega for having me here. And sure, I joined Radiant on December of 2022. I was just a regular community member, but I started interacting a lot and I worked my way up. And now I am an admin at the Discord, but I'm just a regular community member still, or that's how I look, or how I feel about it. Uh, but yeah, I'm a small miner. I started mining Radiant after the ETH merge, and here we are now. So thank you for having me here.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I mean, after the Ethereum merge, a lot of things, the landscape changed. So what popped up, in my opinion, were various projects, L1s or otherwise, that were trying to capture that market, right? Capture what Ethereum left behind. But yeah, Radiant has been on my radar for a long time. According to the white paper that was dated for August 11th, 2022, we just talked about it. It was basically in June 2022 that the first block was mined, correct? Or sometime around there.
Yes, on June 20, it was the launch of the mainnet, if we can call it that, and it was a public launch. Since before the launch, the founder uploaded tutorials on how to mine even without GPUs. Like you could rent hash rate on vast.ai. So everyone had the same opportunity to get on mining from the start.
Right. And there was no pre-mine from my understanding. It was fair launch, and it ticked all the right boxes. And honestly, the one of the cool things that drew me in was the website. And I know there's been some updates. The original website was modified, and the current website is whoever did it did a good job. And oftentimes the website is skimped out on when some projects start up, and that often can be the catalyst for what pushes people away. So Radiant came out strong, maybe not as strong as Caspa, but they came out strong, and I've been attracted to it ever since. Got involved into GPU mining, of course, when I got into it, and then transitioned a little bit into my Xilinx C1100 FPGA. But we're going a little too fast here. So what is, and you can see here, Radiant was created by a starting group of miners that began bootstrapping the blockchain on 6/21/2022, or 2022. So 6/21/2022. The white paper is dated for August 11th, but that could be when that actual white paper was finalized or published online, and so on and so forth. But all coins were mined from block height 0 with proof of work. There is no initial allocation to the project. All coins were mined independently to set the Radiant blockchain in motion and are owned by no single entity, right? So no single entity owns a ginormous portion of the tokens, has manipulation control over the network. And one thing that I noticed is, guess what? Compared to other chains, guys, this chain is pretty decentralized. We have Humpool at number 1 with 49% of the known hash rate, Viper with 46.9%. And while I would like to see those numbers a little bit lower, that's a lot better than what I'm seeing with some of the other blockchains that have well over 50% of the net hash on a singular pool. Not that that will automatically, induce a 51% attack, but it just, the variables are there that if the actor wanted to deploy that attack vector, they could, because so much of the net hash is one pool. So Radiant is decentralized. Nobody can has a large amount of the supply, so they can control it. The algorithm was quite unique to me. SHA-512-256, but that got me interested, to be honest. But as far as Radiant goes, what do you think Radiant is to you, GSB? You have anything you'd say to that?
Yeah, so Radiant is a digital asset system that solves what is called the back to Genesis problem. This is a problem in blockchains that are based in the same architecture as Bitcoin. And the problem is that you can't issue tokens on those blockchains without relying on an external indexer, right? So at the end, why have a decentralized trustless system if at the end you need a third party, a centralized third party to tell you, yeah, this token is genuine or this token is a fake. So Radiant solves the back to Genesis problem using two novel methods that are based on mathematical induction. So elegantly, by using mathematics, the founder or the creators of Radiant were able to solve this problem. So now we have like a super, like a version of Bitcoin on steroids, because you can issue tokens on it. It's massively scalable. It's very cheap. It's very efficient. And also you don't need any external indexers or third parties to use it.
And what
It has big blocks, so that's part of the scalability. Also, it can implement a split node system, which will allow it to have minor nodes, archival nodes, and agent nodes, which will be nodes that only have the necessary information for specific dApps or smart contracts. So it has all what it needs to be to keep being decentralized while also retaining the scalability.
and I think Bitcoin's biggest problem is scalability. I know various pushes and updates like the recent Bitcoin halving allowed runes to start up and stuff like that, and that's just a fun project to have on Bitcoin. But Bitcoin's biggest problem, while it's decentralized, it's the OG, it's the king of crypto, and it has some fundamental issues that some of the other projects that have come out, like Radiant, are able to solve. Now, mining nodes, according to the white paper, are the only node type which build on the top layer of each other's blocks. Archival nodes provide historical block data and are suitable for machine learning, analytics, and data warehousing applications. Agent nodes scale most easily amongst the node types because they only process the relevant transaction types for the applications they serve. What got you into Radiant? What drew your attention and caused you to become I guess you could say a community member of Radiant GSB?
Okay, so I'm not like a crypto expert or anything like that.
I understand.
I'm actually really new to this. I started mining crypto on 2020 when I first got my first gaming PC, and I was mining with NiceHash. I was mining it, and I was getting paid in Bitcoin, and I was like a Bitcoin maximalist. I only mined Bitcoin. I didn't lose any time. Like I did some research about altcoins, but no no altcoin really held my attention like Bitcoin.
Right.
But everything changed when the ETH merge happened, because NiceHash is still a thing and kept being a thing, but it was like all over the place. Like I didn't know what algorithm to mine. I didn't like that the Cow algorithms they put a lot of strain in my
Yeah, it's
GPUs.
very core intensive, and it makes your GPUs run extra hot.
Yeah, I didn't like that, and also the profitability was like very low. So I started researching another options, and I came across Caspa first, but I didn't actually mine it because when I came across Caspa, it was already like at, I don't remember the price, but it was in December of 2022. So in the comment section of a Caspa video, I found someone who said, "Hey, can you do a video on Radiant?" I don't even remember on which channel or which YouTuber, but in the comment section, someone mentioned Radiant. So I just went and searched Radiant RXD, and I found the price chart. That's the first thing that I found. And after doing some research, I was immediately hooked because it shared all the ethos and all the values that made me a Bitcoin maximalist, but also gave me the hope of a new start, or also a new beginning to something, and also introducing novelty like the induction proof system, and the smart contracting, like being able to have smart contracts like in Ethereum, as complex as in Ethereum, but in a system that is based on the UTXO model. So that's what got me in. I joined the Discord, and I immediately started like being very active there, helping anyone that had any questions, like any persons that joined. And slowly but surely, as I started like working my way up, first I was made a community helper. They gave me that role. Then I was made a moderator because I was helping a lot, like because it's sad that we get a lot of uh, people trying to scam, or bots joining the servers or stuff like that. So uh, I was fighting that,
Yeah,
reporting them.
that's a big problem in the crypto space, especially when the bull market comes, because there's just so many and they come up so quick. It's like whack-a-mole. But continue.
Yeah, it's difficult, but I was helping in that issue, so they made me the admins made me a moderator. Also, the admin that is there, and the admin that made me a moderator, he started just like me. He was just a regular user, but he was in from the beginning, and he was saying, "Hey, we should do that. We should put this important information here." So the person that created the Discord just went and said, "You know what? You are now an admin, right?" So just as him, me too. I became a moderator, and then after a couple months, I became an admin, and here I am now. Uh, but
So
like I say, an admin just of the Discord, because Radiant has no team.
right, there's no
So
centralized authority controlling
exactly,
Radiant. It's a community-driven project, and
exactly,
a lot of blockchains or projects out there are not community-driven. They're owned by an entity, whether it's a centralized entity or a group of people or one person, right? And they have a majority stake or a majority of the assets. No, there's none
yes.
of that here. It's
Oh,
completely
oh,
open. The community can have a say. Matter of fact, GSB, don't lose your train of thought because it sounds like you want to add something to that. But in the description of today's video is links to their Discord, their Telegram, their Twitter. Just get in there, participate, communicate, and maybe you can help out the admins and moderators and be involved in the project's direction just by communicating and being a positive effect on the team and the project's goals. But GSB, were you going to add anything else?
oh. Yeah, that there's a lot of projects that are fake community driven, because they have a centralized team that makes the decisions, or they own a lot of the funds. So they think that just because they are asking for a fundraiser from the community, that makes it community driven. And in Radiant, it's not like that. Actually, we are a very distinct community, because everyone can do whatever they like. And this can have its positive sides and its negative sides, right?
Right.
So, for example, we uh, fundraised the listing at MEXC, but other people that weren't interested, they didn't participate. Or for example, a user whose username is redfox, he was interested in a listing on DigiFinex, so he went on his way and single-handedly listed Radiant on DigiFinex, right? So he didn't have to ask permission to anyone. Anyone can organize. For example, we have a group of people. I'm part of that group of people interested in marketing Radiant, because Radiant has like a lot of shades on its community base, because there's like the hardcore uh, people that are very close to the ethos of Radiant, like not being an investment, so they don't want to market it or tell people that it will go up in price or something. And then we have like other people that say, okay, I want to market Radiant. I know that it's a coin that has a lot of potential and economic potential, so we want to market it, right? So we have different groups of people with different interests, but at the end we are all part of the same community, and we all work towards the goals that we have, right?
Right. Well,
And there's no,
that's what a community does, or that's what a community is supposed to do. Everybody has their
yeah,
own niches or professions, right? And they can contribute in various ways to the ecosystem, so to speak. So
um,
you started off as you just happened to come upon Radiant. I honestly bumped into it when I saw it show up on the new coins list on miningpoolstats.stream. And then you just slowly entered into the Radiant world and then eventually became an moderator slash admin for the Discord. So if you can do it, would it be safe to say anybody can do it and have a role to play in Radiant's future?
yeah, absolutely. Actually, I really like giving roles on the Discord to people that I see that interact. For example, Rock, the person who helped get us together here for this live stream, uh, I gave him the community helper role, for example. And every time that I see someone that interacts a lot or is very helpful, I give them roles. Also, I'm looking at like giving roles to people who engage in positive discussions. And yeah, absolutely, anyone. Just like I turn out to become an admin, someone else can become one too, uh, because it's something that you just earn by sticking around and helping and demonstrating that you are reliable.
Yeah, reliability is a hard thing to come by these days. It's hard to find some good people that will do the right thing. But it's good to see a collective group of people because I heard nothing but positive things about Radiant. Not trying to shield the project because I've always been objective and transparent for my viewers in my community. But Radiant has always had a pretty good spot in my purview because of the people within it. So it's good to see. Again, thank you for your time. And Rocky, I see you in the live chat. Thank you for answering some of the questions here and there. Now, development wise, because I mentioned Radiant's future. I mean, I don't know who's doing the website, but like you can expand these sections here, the plus or minus, to see, what exactly is going on. So obviously we're in Q2 of 2024. Q1 of 2024 had transcript library and command line interface, or CLI, NFT queries, transactions, fundable tokens, standards defined, new collaborations, sexes, dexes, or centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges. Q2 2024 partnerships with associated markets, Radiant script beta testing, Electrum X updated to support contract queries. Now, I'm not sure what wallet you use, but I think I'm using the Electron wallet. The Electron wallet. This one right here on the GitHub. Um, is there a
Yes.
particular wallet that you like? Do you use the Rainbow? Have you used the Chainbow IO? I have not personally, but I can't speak to it.
Okay. Yeah, I have used both, but I really like Electrum because of the. It's very familiar for anyone that has used Bitcoin wallet to
Right.
use Electrum. But for anyone that wants to have or manage their coins through their cell phone, Chainbow is a great wallet, and also it was built by a great team that is the Chainbow team. They are developers from Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, but they added support for Radiant blockchain because they saw an opportunity there.
Right.
And it's a great wallet. We also have some new wallets coming.
Oh.
Uh, yeah, because we actually also had, like, from the beginning, uh, a wallet extension. Sorry, browser extension wallet, which was Samara, but unfortunately it hasn't been maintained by its dev, so it has some issues, and we don't recommend using it. But it's very important to have a browser extension wallet because it's very friendly for people that aren't like crypto enthusiasts or that are just getting started. So we will soon have released a new wallet, which will be multi-platform. It is a web-based wallet, so you can install it on your phone like an app, like
Right.
a web app, and also it can be deployed to like the Chrome store or like for like as an
An
extension,
extension.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. It should be released soon. I don't exactly know when. Also, what you mentioned on the website, like the roadmap, take it with a grain of salt because it's difficult to have a roadmap in a decentralized, teamless
Right.
blockchain, right?
There's no governing authority guiding, hey, this is what we need to have done by this date at this time, blah blah blah. But still it's grain of salt, but it's good to have anything on there. Like I don't like
Yeah,
projects that come out they have no information. Like here's something that grinds my gears. And sorry to get on my soapbox here. The white paper. If I have to go to a third party dump of a site to download your white paper, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to trust it. Like I hit download, it pulls up a PDF, boom, it's right there on the website. I can read it, no problem. I can download it as a PDF. But when you take me to a third-party downloading site, like that's very sus because I don't know if I'm going to download the white paper or something malicious. And some products don't even have the white paper. Then they don't even have a roadmap and stuff like that. So it's good. It's good to see those things. So all right, take it with a grain of salt. It may be a directional thing, but it may not be actual. So no
yeah. Some
worries.
stuff from that roadmap might already have been completed. Like the order is the difficult part, right? The person who helped write that roadmap did it by talking with the developer or the developers to see what was coming, but the order in which that stuff might come is affected because like it's not in control of anyone, even of in the hands of the developer. As things unfold, as they unfold.
So these wallets that you're talking about that might be coming in the future, they're not on the website yet, but are these updates in the Discord? Are these being published in the Discord or announcements or anything like that?
Yeah, we publicly discuss what is coming, and our community knows, for example, that Photonic is the name of the wallet that will come, because it's not just a wallet. It's a wallet, but it's also a tool that will allow to mint and manage tokens and collections of tokens. So it will be very easy to mint your own tokens on Radiant, be it meme coins or actually useful tokens with a purpose. They will be easily managed and minted through Photonic. And apart from Photonic, it's also in the works a new wallet uh, that will serve the purpose of being a browser extension wallet, and to easily connect the wallet with applications or with market.
DAXs, stuff like that, maybe.
Yeah, like for example, we have someone, I don't know if you know about the Atomicals protocol on Bitcoin.
Yeah,
It's a new protocol that allows to mint tokens on Bitcoin, right?
right,
The only problem is that Bitcoin is expensive and that it requires indexers, external indexers.
right.
But we have tokens on Bitcoin. Well, Photonic is built within the same technology as Atomicals, and this could allow for interoperability
Say,
between tokens minted on Bitcoin and Radiant. And also, we are very excited because, well, I don't know if you want to talk right now about the grassroots community,
well, I mean,
because
we're gonna lead into that. But if it's part of the announcement or anything that is planned for the future of Radiant that you can talk about, please feel free to go ahead.
okay, so there's a person who created a market for Atomicals tokens, which is named the Atomicals market. It's not the same person as the person who created the protocol. It's a person that created a market for the tokens minted on the protocol, right? So we have the same person who created Atomicals market is now working on Radiant market. If someone there in the comments, Rocky or someone else can share the Twitter profile link for that, it will be really helpful, so people can go and follow it. But we will have our own marketplace for Radiant issued tokens, and that's why we need a wallet, a browser extension wallet. That's why the developers are working on it, so that people can connect their wallet and do peer-to-peer exchanges of Radiant tokens.
I would love to see that link, but that's awesome. So we're talking about if you can see, I don't think you can see my screen because I'm not sharing it with you through Discord. I'm sharing it with the community, but I'm on the Atomicals market, and we're talking about the same person that made that market. You guys are working with.
Yeah, he joined the Discord community, and he expressed his interest in building a market for Radiant, because Radiant, the photonic being based on the same technology as Atomicals, makes it really simple for this person that already has the experience of creating a marketplace
Right, to
on
port
Bitcoin.
that over.
Yeah, to now make one on Radiant.
That's cool. Oh, please, Rocky, I'm not sure if you have that link. I'm trying to find it, but yes, that's cool. Is there anything? So that to me is pretty dope. I'm not sure how the rest of the community feels about that, but I think that's pretty dope. Um, what when do you guys don't probably have a timeline on that? Is there any how's the progress on that looking? Looking pretty good, looking pretty promising. Can it be like a Q3, Q4 2025 situation? What are you thinking? Just you don't have to, this is just pure speculation on our part. This is not actual. But because there's no centralized
Okay.
entity driving it, when do you think that will be up and available?
I think that it will be soon. I don't think that it will take a lot of time. Definitely this year, but I don't know, like if in the first half of the year, maybe could be. I don't know,
Okay,
but it should be relatively soon.
good deal.
And yeah, and in the Twitter page, it's like there's nothing yet. It just says coming soon, right? But I know that it,
Progress is being made.
yeah, exactly. I know for a fact that someone is working on it.
That's good. That's good. I'm interested to hear. I'm sure you guys will the Radiant community would publish it on Twitter and announcements or link to it. But I look forward to hearing more about that. Speaking of this new feature coming to Radiant in the future, I just realized, and something I want to talk about while we have 72 people, hope you're smashing that like button watching, is in the announcement section, right? There is a bounty hashtag, right? For any questions about the bounty, reach out to the admin. Additional details here. So you guys have bounty programs or the community. Let's not, again, GSB is not the owner of anything, but the Radiant community has bounty programs available. So people, devs, coders, whoever that want to collaborate can go and try to help out and complete these bounties, correct?
Yes, we have a bounty system in which anyone from the community can propose a bounty, and then since we don't have any funding or any allocations, it has to be
Community funded.
community, yeah, community funded. So right now, that bounty is for a library of WebAssembly for Radiant, because we need that library in order to create the um, browser extension wallet. That's why. But I think that in the end, Rasu is like our one-man army.
Mm.
He's a developer for Radiant, and he does most of the work of the most important work. And I think that he's the one that is working right now on a port of this library to Radiant. We also have the Chainbow team, the team that created the wallet. They are maintaining the library of JavaScript for Radiant. So everyone, we just like gather and donate to them. That's how the bounties work. They are community funded.
Okay, but you mentioned that people can submit a
Propose.
bounty, propose a bounty. Like, hey, we would
Yeah,
like to see this. What does the community think? And then the community can decide whether or not to fund that idea, depending on the idea itself. We've seen that being that structure, I guess you could say, being utilized with a number of different blockchains and ecosystems. And I've seen it work. So, I mean, if you guys got any ideas, and don't just always propose problems. This is just me personally. This has nothing to do with Radiant. I don't like people that just talk about the problems and don't provide a solution. If you're gonna give me a problem, try to give me a solution, right? So if you have a problem, or maybe there's something that could make the ecosystem better, provide a solution. Maybe you can work on it.
yeah.
So anything else before we lead into the mining, hardcore mining aspect of all this? Is there anything else that Radiant has going on in the future that you want to talk about? I see 13 days ago, I remember seeing a notice about Mexi, right? So Radiant's new listing on Mexi, which is, I would say, this is just me personally, I'm not dissing Mexi or anything like that, but Coinbase, Binance, those are tier one exchanges to me. Mexi is like a tier two, right? So it's not the top
Yeah.
of the top, but it's a pretty damn good exchange, in my personal opinion. But congratulations on the listing. What other
Thank you.
future what other future items you might want to discuss or disclose in today's video?
Okay, so Mexi was an important step to take. Uh, at first, I wasn't like very keen on the idea. I didn't really care about exchange listings. I cared more about the development side. But then we lost one of our main exchanges that closed, TXBit, and also then Coinex got hacked. And fortunately, it didn't affect Radiant. No one lost anything. But it was obvious that we needed like a new exchange, and also it's like a necessity or a requirement to be listed on a bigger exchange to be able to, for example, I think that yeah, to expand. For example, what's the name of the service that lets you mine and then get paid on Mineable? For example, to get
Yeah,
listed on Mineable, you need to be listed on a big exchange like
right.
Mexi. So that's at the end. Even if I wasn't very keen on the idea, I ended up helping in the fundraiser uh, because yeah, we needed it, and it's great that we are on Mexi already. I'm not sure if there's any specific exchange, another listing on the way. Maybe someone is, because as you know, Radiant has many community members, so maybe some of them are already doing their research about new exchanges. But I think that right now that we have secured Mexi, the most important thing to do will be concentrating on growing the community and the development part, so that we also can grow the community. We have right now only like 6,000 users on Discord, so maybe double that or triple that before trying to do another fundraiser, so that it can be easier. And speaking of things that might come in the future, uh, but aren't like a guarantee or anything, everything is very uncertain. But it's there's a it's possible to use Radiant as an intermediate system to allow peer-to-peer transactions between two different blockchains. For example, we can connect Bitcoin with another blockchain and allow them to do atomic swaps using Radiant as an intermediary. But this is just, I don't know if this is being worked on. I don't really know. I just know that it is possible because someone released a white paper about it. Uh, but
That would
apart from that, yeah,
that would be pretty game changing once implemented. So an intermediary between
yeah,
two different blockchains, so between Radiant and Bitcoin, or between Radiant and whatever, or any blockchain. It just depends.
yeah, like between Bitcoin and other blockchains. And Radiant will be like the intermediate system that is trustless and allows it to be completely peer-to-peer. This will completely disrupt the industry. It's a bit funny that we fundraised money to get listed on on a centralized exchange, when the pinnacle or the best thing that could happen, or if Radiant accomplishes what it can accomplish, would it will mean the end of centralized exchanges, right?
All right.
Because
There'd
but
be
that
no need for it.
yes, so it's like fun, but it's something that is needed. Like we need to get listed on exchanges,
Mhm.
central, even if it's centralized ones, because that's what people are currently using, and we need to grow uh, our user base.
Right.
So even if Radiant might someday disrupt the whole space and be the death of centralized exchanges, right now we need decentralized exchanges to grow our user base.
Right.
So
So it's a balancing act, or it's a catch 22. Because the exchanges, the centralized exchange listings help grow that user base, right? Because it draws more interest, people become more involved, they bump into Radiant, jump into Discord. Next thing help help guide or help the community in some form or fashion. But at the same time, um, you know, you want to develop, you want to continue to build. Normally during the bear market, instead of focusing on centralized exchanges or exchanges in general, it's best to build or develop. But I think we're basically out of we're out of the bear market. If anybody thinks we're in a bear market right now, I don't know what rock you've been under, because we're not in one. It looks like Rocky did find that post where you were talking about, so coming soon RxD 20, right? So like BRC 20, right? Bitcoin, like atomicals, stuff like that. Layer one token and NFT will be game changing, or a game changer, and it's coming soon. So here's a Twitter post I think you were talking about, right?
yes, I think the RxD20 might not be. I think that the
The name might change.
yes, I think it will be R20, but I'm not sure yet. It's being worked on. But I
Okay.
think that it sounds better, R20. Like there's no need for it to be three letters, right?
Right, right.
We can use just one. But yes, yes, that's the marketplace that is being worked on by a developer whose name in Discord is Bitcoin Lover.
Bitcoin lover. Well, get in the Discord, get in the Telegram. Links are in the description. We got our last 20 minutes here before Red Panda Mining goes live. Congrats on, again, the Mexi listing over 2 weeks ago, basically. Moving on to the mining aspect, because this is how we all bumped into Radiant. At least a majority of us, I believe, bumped into Radiant, right? It's a new token that showed up, and we were interested in it, and so we pushed our hash power onto it, and the network has grown quite a lot, and it's good to see, right? You want growth, you want the net hash to grow. Yes, that increases the difficulty. Yes, that reduces your rewards, but you want the network to continue to grow. And look how many pools are available now, right? I remember when this coin first started out, there was maybe 4, 5, 6 pools. Now we have over 33 pools, and they're on major pools. That's another thing too. It's not just being a project, especially if you're proof of work, right? A normal proof of stake token, it's what dexes, decentralized exchanges and centralized exchanges you're on. That's what gets you the user base. But having proof of work, you need to not only be on markets, you need to also be on pools. So we got Zerg pool, we got K1 pool, PMP pool, Z pool, Hum pool, Viper, Woolly Pooly, like R plant, like it goes on and on and on. And it's good to see the number of selection, or the selection of pools. Now, oftentimes, many of the miners, and I'm going to say this 1,000 times, will flock to the number one pool. Well, just during this live stream, guess what? More people hopped on home pool, and now they're at 51.4%. Not saying an attack vector would be deployed, because again, it needs to be attractive to the attacker. They need to be incentivized to implement a 51% attack on a blockchain, and that may not be, the cost may outweigh the benefits, hence the reason why they won't do it. But if we give them the opportunity to do it by having 90% of the net hash on a single pool, and there's an incentive there, and they can profit off of it, they will do it. So don't paint the bullseye, right? Everybody just decentralize their hash rate, keep it good to go. Now, grassroots people noticed, and I'm going to minimize us real quick. Notice that the net hash of Radiant has grown considerably, especially recently. Now, GSP, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I've done videos on my channel using my FPGA, the Xilinx C1100, on how to mine Radiant, right? Because if we go to hashrate.no and we go to the FPGA section, you won't see the C1100 say Radiant or anything. Like it's not on here. It's only Alphium, Caspa, Sidera, and Bugna, but not Radiant. It doesn't have Ironfish, but well, Ironfish switched off, so that's why it's not there. But Radiant is mineable on the FPGAs that many of us have, and now there's newer, bigger guys coming out, like the K10 or the K30 or the Osprey E300. So one of the concerns the crypto community is having is, well, where's this newfound hash rate coming from? Because we just jumped from basically 55 terahash to 220 terahash on April 26th, and that caused a big stir. We heard Red Panda talking about it, Chump Change, a number of my colleagues, including myself, debating about who the hell is that and who could possibly have the means to do that, because that's quite a bit of hash rate. That's like a giant farm coming online. So
Yeah. So,
does
okay, see, this is definitely the elephant in the room, right? That we need to talk about. Who is this entity that has the resources to take Radiant hash rate to its all-time high and keep it steady in there? And I think they have like 90% of the hash rate. So, okay, this is like just speculation, but I think that they are trying to be respectful about having so much hash, because why would an entity like this wait until after the halving to deploy like its big guns? Because if you see the mining address of this entity on Viper, they were there months before the halving, but they didn't mine a lot. They did like a small test and stopped mining, and then after the halving, that's the moment they started adding a lot of machines and a lot of hash rate. And if this was for profit, like it's very difficult as with a situation in which it's possible that this is directly for profit, because there's uh, there's no incentive for someone to own more than 50% of the hash rate of the network, and not only that, but bring the hash rate up, because they have brought up the hash rate to an all-time high, and they are basically just competing against themselves,
right?
against their own machines, right? So I don't think that it is possible that this is like a very big FPGA farm, because this will mean that the biggest FPGA farm in the world happens to have free electricity and happens to just have found out about Radiant. So it's like I don't think that. I think that what is happening is that finally someone has come up with an ASIC miner, and I know that this is like
Oh,
a
oh
subject
no,
of
oh
debate. Yeah.
no, oh no.
Yeah, this gets the pot stirred, right? Because there's people that don't like ASICs,
Right.
but we have to be clear here. Radiant is an ASIC friendly coin. It was designed to move, or to eventually move, from GPUs to ASICs. The rules of the game were stated from the very beginning, so we can't just now. There's people saying like, "Hey, why not changing the algorithm?"
Right.
But I don't think that is okay, because uh, if we change the rules of a game that has already started, then is the game really decentralized?
No.
Because at the end we are fighting for decentralization, right? The people that are pushing or saying that we should make a fork and change the algorithm, they say that it is need because we need to do that because of decentralization. But if a centralized entity just comes and forks a blockchain because they didn't like the investment someone made in mining hardware, I think that that is worse centralization than the current centralization that we have. But I'm not saying that we are not that we don't have a centralized hash rate that right now.
Right.
So definitely, I would love to see the hash rate decentralized again. But we need to wait and see how things unfold. I think that the person who is, or the entity who is doing this, they are trying to be like a bit or semi-respectful about having so much hash, because they are waiting until after the halving. They are using a pool. I mean, they could be mining to their own node. There's no reason to use a pool.
Right.
Uh, they could be hiding the address, but no, they are doing it very publicly, and they even uh, when they sparked conversations and they sparked arguments, and I think they are looking at our Discord or reading us, because after those arguments sparked, they took half of their machines to
Oh,
Humble and the other half to.
yeah.
So this just further proves that this entity is friendly, right? It has no ill intentions, because also what they even can't accomplish anything. Like if they decided to do a 51% attack or a how why would they double spend on a coin that has low volume and a low market cap, right? Also, they stopped adding machines at the previous all-time high for hash rate, that is about 200 terahashes. So there's definitely not a good way to bring so much hash to the network uh, at the same time. But
Yeah.
it seems that they are trying to be as nice as possible about it.
And
And
the names of the units have changed, right? So there are some of the units that we saw at the very beginning still on here, but the name of the units have changed. But here's the debate. I just want you to say it one more time for the crowd. I was arguing that it is not an FPGA farm, it's an ASIC. And everybody kept on saying, no, it's FPGAs. Look at this, look at that. And I understand there's some giant FPGA farms out there, but I've never seen an FPGA farm or know of any FPGA farm that could do that much hash rate that quickly. To pivot an FPGA farm is like to pivot a giant tanker. Whereas ASICs you can deploy network wide a little bit quicker than FPGAs, right? Because FPGAs got to load the bit stream, yada yada yada. It takes a little bit more finesse and fine tuning and a delicate hand to work with FPGAs than it does ASICs that are sent. They're just focused on one thing. Now most ASICs now, believe it or not, are FPGAs. What chip, what board, the control boards that are running them, right, are just talking to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hash boards that are just focusing on algorithm compute, right? The board up top is what's doing a lot of the brain work, so to speak. So most ASICs have a Xilinx or a BagelBone or some type of centralized chip that is doing most of the bulk processing, communications, data, whatever, sending, receiving, while the hash boards are doing all the math, right? So they're a bunch of math nerds in the classroom doing it on the paper real quick, and then the teachers up top making sure that everything gets disseminated to the network or what have you. But I don't think this was an FPGA farm. I think this was an ASIC farm. And you said at the very beginning when you mentioned that you don't think this is an FPGA either. You think this is ASIC as well, correct?
yeah, it must be. I mean, there's no. I'm not an expert, but I don't think that there's a way in which I mean, they will need to have an efficiency that you just can't get it with FPGAs, not even with the newest ones. I seen the discussion in our Discord, and you will need thousands of FPGA units mining, and you will need free electricity to be able to do this, and it will still represent millions of dollars investment.
Right.
So I don't think that someone just came and said, you know what, I want to own Radiant, and I will
Right.
invest millions of dollars just to own it and to make everyone be confused, right?
Now
So
here,
this must be
go ahead.
that someone has came up finally with ASICs, and Radiant was designed to transition towards ASIC miners, just like Bitcoin, just like us. So that's why an algo change won't happen. The clear rules of the game that has already started can't be changed. That wouldn't be decentralized at all.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I never saw on the white paper you guys, like some other projects in the past, declare we are strictly GPU mining. That is all we are. We are not going to allow, like, there was never that intention set or that precedent set by Radiant. It has always been
Exactly.
clear where Radiant was going. And just like any other blockchain, in order for Radiant to grow, it needs to grow forward. it can't just stay on GPU mining, right? If we really want the network to be secure, ASICs is a great way to secure a network. Look at Bitcoin, right? Like ASICs is a great way to secure a network and make sure it's decentralized. Right now, it's obviously besides the singular entity, but what if have we heard anything like? All right, controversial question: has the Radiant community heard anything? Has a Bitmain reached out? Has an Ice River company reached out and says, "Hey, yeah, that's us. We're getting ready to sell these ASICs. Are you cool?" Has the Radiant community heard anything from any centralized or big company that you said, in order to do something like this, you would need millions of dollars? The only companies that we know that can do that is Bitmain, Wetsminer, and some of those other ASIC manufacturers, right?
Yes. So I don't know if I can talk about this, but the fact is that we don't have any official confirmation yet. So there's evidence pointing to a specific manufacturer that might be the culprit here. Uh, but
But no
we
official.
are there's no official confirmation yet, so uh,
We'll have to wait and
we
see
will need
then.
we will need to wait it out a bit more. But I agree with everyone who says that it's not okay for the hash rate to be in the hands of a single entity. I understand that. And me and everyone from the Radiant community, we want that hash rate as soon as possible to be spread across different miners. So if this indeed is an ASIC manufacturer, I hope that they soon make an official announcement and that they may take those machines to the hands of the community as soon as possible, and also that any coins that they might have accumulated, that they are used to fundraise a hackathon or something like that. That's what I expect if it is indeed an ASIC manufacturer. There's also people saying that it could be a private ASIC, right? But I don't know if I don't know who could have such amount of funds, like millions of dollars, to create a private ASIC without the intention to release it. I don't, because that wouldn't help Radiant grow. It will just give them the coins, right? But if you what use are the coins if you don't help the blockchain grow or develop? So we will have to wait and see. But I think this is just my opinion, but I think that it's probably an ASIC manufacturer and that they will soon make an announcement. That's what I think.
Yeah, because looking at the super scalar. All right, so summary. I'm just going to summarize it for GSB and the Radiant community. Nobody has official confirmation. Chill out. Yes, it sucks because ASICs are coming online. I know GPU and CPU miners are like, hate some hardcore people hate that. The grassroots people hate that. I understand that. I personally have diversified myself to a position to where I have GPU rigs, I have an FPGA, I have CPUs, I have ASICs. I have diversified my mining portfolio in my own house. So even though I'm not a big operation, there is a way to diversify yourself to be able to weather whatever storm comes your way. So if the coin that you used to mine and make thousands of radiant a day with your GPU rigs, and now you're only down to a couple hundred, I understand that sucks, but this is the way the world works, and it's going to continue to ebb and flow, ups and downs. The project grows, it outgrows us. It just sucks that Ethereum dumped us a very harsh way. You don't break up with me over text. That's messed up. Ethereum
Mhm.
dumped us the wrong way. Radiant never made the intention that they were just going to be strictly GPU. They never set the precedence, and this is actually a good thing for Radiant in the long run. So everybody just chill out. It's going to be okay. GPU mining's not dead, even though everybody keeps saying it is. Things will go on. Life will move on. Now, Superscalar,
Also,
go ahead.
I have a surprise for these people. For anyone that is strictly a GPU miner and they are sad because they think that their GPUs will never be used for Radiant again, I have to tell you, we will not only have tokens minted on Radiant, but these tokens can be proof of work tokens, right? We have this in Atomicals protocol. Uh, it Atomicals has something called bitwork, which basically um, requires a certain amount of proof of work to be done in order to mint the tokens, right? So we will have the same thing on Radiant. The Rasu is working on it, and we will have proof of work tokens on Radiant. So even if we go ASIC and GPUs aren't able to mine Radiant efficiently ever again, there will still be a place for GPU miners on Radiant because they will be able to mine proof of work tokens on
So
Radiant.
so other tokens, other assets will be deployed on Radiant that will be mineable. That's what you're saying.
Yes, a mineable token has a similar concept in that it starts as a smart contract, but for the creation of the token, it's done by requiring a certain amount of mining or of proof of work to mint the tokens. And you will be able to set a max supply or even the algorithm. Like it can be smart contracts on Radiant can be updated easily. So in case anyone is thinking, hey, and what if someone tries to mine the proof of work tokens with an ASIC? Uh, there wouldn't be an incentive for that because smart contracts are upgradable and the algorithm for a token can be changed like easily. So there's no reason for ASICs to mine these tokens. They will be GPU mineable,
That's
maybe
cool.
even CPU. Yeah,
So there's still
and
a place. There's still a place for us guys. It's okay. See?
yeah, and also we know that proof of work is a proven method for fair distribution. So I am very excited to see proof of work tokens on Radiant because right now, I mean, this bull market has been, at least for right now, at the moment, has been a shitcoin or meme coin bull market, right? I want I want a crypto future in which these shitcoins or meme coins are at least uh, distributed fairly, and that can be achieved through proof of work. So that's why I'm very hyped about proof of work mineable tokens on Radiant. The distribution can be fair thanks to proof of work.
Now
And
that's got some people intrigued in the chat already.
yeah, it's a work in progress right now. I think it's close to completion. Rasu had sent us some screenshots of the interface. It will have like a cool user interface where you will be able to easily set the rewards, the max supply. Um, Anyone will be able to release their mineable tokens, and everyone will be able to mine them with their GPUs. So GPU miners are welcome still
That's cool.
in here.
Crypto Mikkel, we gotta deploy a project on there. That'd be awesome. I look forward for that update. So damn, that's legit. So all right, Red Panda Mining is live. A few of you already went over there. I'll redirect you after the stream. Sorry for running over Red, but let's summarize real quick. So Radiant is a project that started in 2022. Let's say, you know, Q2, end of Q2 2022. Probably started long before that. It's not owned by any centralized entity. The community, you, have the capability of being involved in the direction that Radiant goes. You just got to be an active participant. Get in their Discord, get in their Telegram. If you're a dev, if you're a coder, and there may be some things that you want to help implement, fix, whatever, get in there, help out, participate. Bunch of good people, a bunch of kind-hearted individuals. Yes, every crypto project has its trolls and its chills, but Radiant's got a lot of good ones in it. You should go check it out. If you don't understand it, read the white paper. I'm sorry the 1 hour presentation we talked about today didn't go over the full shebang, but we just wanted to do a brief overview. Yes, there are ASICs on the network possibly. We don't have an official announcement, but the way it's looking is in order for Radiant to grow, the ASICs would be a huge beneficial factor. So everybody to be okay, chill out. But there's a future for GPU miners because there's some future prospects coming in the future. So make sure you follow them. Keep an eye on their Twitter, their Telegram, their Discord, all that good stuff. I will say for the Radiant community, it would be beneficial if ASICs are going to be pumped out to continue to grow. I know you want to grow your community, but you do need to get some more exchanges under your belt, especially if you're going to have ASIC people mining and then dumping the coin, because then there's going to be a progressive downward pressure or sell pressure because all the ASIC miners are just continuing to sell. So if you can get on other exchanges, congratulations on Mexi. First off, that's a huge step in the right direction, but continue to grow in that direction. Not right now. You don't have to get on exchange right now, but just continue to have that under your belt and grow that ecosystem as well, is what I would say. And price discovery will come, right? Usually when everybody's getting on the network, net hash is increasing, difficulties increasing, profitability is going down, which I'm going to answer your question here in just a minute, Mark. It can push the price down, but we're at the beginning of a bull market. Like, it's going to be okay. Things will get better over time. And I appreciate GSB coming on and talking with us today. If you had 3080s right now mining Radiant, you would make about 1100 Radiant, almost 1200 Radiant a day. I was making that with one rig at I think in the early stages of Radiant in general. So yes, it sucks from where we were to where we are now. But to be profitable in mining Radiant with your GPUs, if you had 3080s, the amount of electricity you would spend at 15 cents per kilowatt hour will cost you $11 a day. But here's the thing. You still made almost 1200 Radiant. That's the problem. People keep looking at stuff in fiat value. Don't look at it in fiat value. Look at it in the accumulation of the asset that you believe in, right? What are your convictions? Are you strong in the crypto market, in that particular token? Do you believe in it, the roadmap, the team, the community? If you do, then what matters to you is the accumulation of that asset. So let's say that we made 1200, just doing a little bit of speculation and math for you. Let's say that we made 1200 Radiant a day for an entire month, 30 days. That's 3600 Radiant. At right now, market price, right, where it is right now, that's not much. But what if Radiant does hit 1 penny? What if Radiant hits 2 cents? What if Radiant hits 5 cents? Okay, well, again, pure speculation. Let's say it hits 2 cents. That's $720. So it's not meme coin money, but there is a possibility that if you were still holding your Radiant from the early days, that as it continues to grow, as the network becomes more secure because ASICs are on it, and GPU miners are still participating in the ecosystem through other tokens, that Radiant will be a good play or a good option to stack as much as sats or I don't even know what you would call it. So Bitcoin is sats, Ethereum is wave. Photons. There you go. So
100 million of a Radiant of a Radiant unit, it's a photon. It's equivalent of a Satoshi.
Yeah, so photons is a sat basically.
Yeah, so we stack photons.
I like it. So there's some pretty cool stuff coming from Radiant. Stay tuned. I'm interested. I'm excited. We have to get GSB. Maybe I could get Rocky to finally come on with me, because this is just two people talking about a project they love. That's it. And we just wanted to share it with you. And I appreciate you hanging out with us. I'm going to send you guys over to Red Panda Mining in just a second. GSB, do you have any last minute words you want to share with the community before we get ready to close it out?
I just want to thank you, Vega, for having me here and for the opportunity. And also, it was very nice to meet you and to talk with someone who is passionate about cryptocurrency and about Radiant. It really gives me gives me a great. It was a great pleasure to be here with you and to talk freely with you.
Yeah, no problem. This is what the mining community or crypto, not let's just say mining, let's just say the crypto community is about. I know there's crypto traders and degens, but the crypto community started off in LANs, small rooms, with gamers getting together, hackers getting together in small collective groups, sharing a passion with one another. Don't lose that passion. Whatever got you into mining, don't lose that. Keep grinding, keep at it. Don't get discouraged just because ASICs or whatever comes online. Everything will be a-okay. I love you guys. Be safe out there. Do me a favor though, right? Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you get subscribed, hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out additional links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. Huge thanks to Radiant and the GSB to hanging out with me, and Rocky for helping me out. And we'll catch you all in the next one. You take care.
Likewise, see you.